All right, should be live here in a moment. For anyone who needs to get their stream on. All right. All right, folks. So I'm back up and running. Those that have come back to join me, thank you very much. And we'll get to chatting and fussing and farting around. The rules are a little less strict in this because, of course, my viewer base is a lot smaller than Mike's right at the moment. I'm sure at some point in my life, in my YouTube career, as it were, I will have to start actually monitoring that a little more. Hey, Nick. How's Aquarium Cabinet Solution? You said you had a hot one. Did you actually have a fire, or was it just, saving a pensioner from themselves again? I think you call the elderly in your country a pensioner. Go. All right. Now, Reef Jeeves, at least I think I know here I can get you in. Hey, Lisa. How are you today? Annika, My Saltwater Journey. Thanks. Love seeing you guys. Love seeing all you guys. Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. There we go. Copy the link address. There we go. We'll kick that in. Well, that's the way it's going to be. Exactly. You don't have to listen to each other. You don't have to talk to each other. But I'm not going to deal with it any more than anyone else is. You guys are grown-ups. Be grown-ups. I got lots of people I don't like. I got lots of people that come in and talk to me that I may not personally agree with, but I can still get along with people, right? So as long as you guys, keep it civil, I don't care. Yeah. And that's the way it should be. So other than that, because I'd rather talk fish than talk trash. I'll put it to you that way. So let's keep it that way. So. Yeah, no, Mage, I haven't seen you say a word otherwise, but you know what? Still answering. It's called Feeding a Troll. I don't know. You should know that as well as anyone else. Right? Hey, Tom's on a walkabout again. What are you doing, Tom? Yeah, off to the
pizza.
Pizza. There we go.
My wife called me, get some pizza for you and the kids. Said, yeah, you don't have to tell me twice.
Nope. A minute. Yeah. Takeout. I gotcha. Gear. Yeah. So links up if you want to drop into the hangout and shoot the breeze. Nick, you're working, aren't you, Nick? You're on call.
Nick is a firefighter.
That he is. Are you actually at the fire hall, Nick, or are you working from home? You volunteer? I never did ask you, did you? That? I'm waiting on Nick.
Nick is a slow answer.
He is.
British time.
He's on British time. Yeah. So gotta stop for tea and crumpets first.
Yeah, need the crumpets and some tea. English brew. You eat too much bread.
Hey, Jeeves, I'll try and direct email for you, Jeeves. Oh, I can hear you through my phone.
Trouble again.
If we can get him in here.
Yeah. The second link
back through your headset. There we go. Nope, still hear myself coming back through your stuff, Tom.
Really?
Yes, I do.
I don't even got YouTube on. I'm on the phone.
It's really weird.
Better?
Nope.
Hello.
Hey, there you go, Jeeves.
So you want to know the best part about this ship today?
Okay, and
I
just one sec there. Just sec, Paul.
No.
It is Paul, right, Jeeves?
No. Bryce.
Oh, right. That's it. I'm going to just call it Jeeves. You just scrub your tank. He said, cool. Get a scrub. Are you going to use Barkeeper's Friend to scrub that out? There we go. And while I wait for that, here we go. There you go. Perfect. So, Jeeves, what's the best part about this ship?
I ran the plant out of nitrogen. We had to shut down.
Now, how on earth did you do that?
So it's like, okay, reef tank terms. If you run your return pump at 40%, and then you told me I want as much flow as you can get out of it. It normally runs smooth. It normally runs stable, but I want more flow because of blah, 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 whatever. That's what I got told. They said, get as much flow as you can off of that ship, you know, for what the nitrogen system can keep up. Because normally we can't push enough pressure. But most of these guys out here don't have enough experience with pressure systems. So they just, hey, start your pump, and then they turn the nitrogen on. Well, I pre-padded their tanks. I pressured their tanks up ahead of time where all I had to maintain pressure. So we've been pumping for 24 hours now at, we normally pump at 4 bar. We've been pumping at 6 bar coming off their pump. For 24 hours, I've had them running smooth. The plant called me and said, hey, can you reduce that to about 3 bar? I said, yeah, why? He said, well, we're low on nitrogen. We're supposed to have trucks coming later, but they're not here yet. I said, all right. So we reduced it for about an hour. They called back and said, hey, you're going to have to shut that down. We're out of nitrogen.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's awesome.
So now they get to pay $35,000 an hour for as long as we sit.
As long as you guys are just sitting there. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and they'll pass that right along to the consumer in some way. Yeah.
Yep.
That's the way it works, right? So
you buy anything that's polystyrene, chances are they produce it.
They produce it. Yeah. No, sweet. Oh, I was just saying my Indonesian Rainbow Torch. I'm just thrilled. I thought I was going to have to move him. I thought it was just going to be a little too hard flow. And nope, he's up and up. Like he's up, reaching up. He's actually flowing today instead of being pushed down. So I'm actually kind of thrilled because that tells me my tank's swinging the right way too, as far as parameters and everything. So probably maybe 20 minutes or so before Mike's stream, I will cut down today because that way I can do a couple of testings, make sure my tank's doing okay. But since I started bubbling, I have gone from 7.9 pH to 8.1, and I'm steady at it, which I'm just absolutely thrilled about. So that's bringing things back in line, right? Cleaning a skimmer, huh, Blinky? I'm going to call you Blinky because we have a Lisa that's in direct in. So if I say Lisa, people will get confused. So it's just what it is. That's for sure. And when you get down into it, that's part of the game. My wife, skimmer's all me. My wife doesn't touch the skimmer. She doesn't even empty the cups. I'm sure she would if I asked if I was away or something, but she just won't touch them. Yeah, because she knows exactly what's in there. No, I should say you're not, Jeff. I know you just said you're some vertebrae fused, so. Yeah, so hey, exclusive. Yeah. That's all right, man. Always good to stop in. So.
I have to see, there's a picture of me when we did my brother's rock acid bath.
Oh, yes.
My full acid line suit.
Well, you know what? The people screw around with this stuff. Listen, guys, I think my safety thing, I don't know, Jeeves. I think I'm going to have to do a safety one because, man, some people have seriously screwed themselves up in the last little while with their fish tanks. I mean, seriously, folks, there's a guy, and if you want to look it up, you can look it up, Palytoxin, Oxfordshire. So Oxford and Shire together, and it's in England. And this idiot, you know, and there's no other term for it. He was an idiot. Thought for some reason that brush scrubbing a Paleothoa covered rock even in a bucket, was a good idea.
Yeah, it was a smart one.
That's just, listen, there's no way to handle them other than to put it outside. And even then, you're putting wildlife at risk. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, if a bird's dumb enough to touch it, I guess that's the way we got to look at it. I don't personally think so. But if you've got a shed and you can just stick it out in the shed and let it dry out before you ever deal with it, and then wear respiratory gear if you're going to scrape that rock. Nick's around. He was around, Vicky. I know he's being a proper bellend to you. You have to sick Mad Dog on him.
Thick gloves and glasses and a mask. That's what you need when you deal with SOAS and Palace.
Yeah, go ahead there, James.
I was going to say, I wanted to talk about that because y'all were kind of talking about it earlier. That was like before Tom went and angle grind his rock. You know, a lot of people, some people say, oh, I wear gloves for this and not that. And I treat it like we do for industry work.
Yep.
You know, it's PPE. I wear it. Now, if I'm just picking up and moving a frag plug, no. But whenever I'm fragging anything or I'm re-gluing anything or I'm cleaning, I do the same thing. I wear gloves. And I know it might sound goofy, but if I'm cleaning all my stuff out, I'm wearing safety glasses.
Yep.
Yeah. You can get it high.
I don't like the clear ones. I like the yellow ones. I have yellow safety glasses, and then I have shades. So if I'm working outside cleaning stuff, even just hosing out buckets, I mean, wear your safety sunglasses, shades, because if that stuff splashes, and even if it's not terrible, I mean, you can splash the dirty water in your eye and get an eye infection.
You sure can.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can go blind from salt water.
Yeah. I mean,
people don't
can save just the hassle and time of antibiotics and eye drops and.
Well, look at Rotter Tube, and I don't know what to say.
I would just
I hope
that.
it really works out for him, because if he's using 35% food grade peroxide, and he's doing his rock, I mean, I know he's going to get the result he's looking for, but he's not. I don't know. I have to watch it. I'm not going to judge. But if he's not dealing with the other things that are causing that, the peroxide is nothing more than a lawnmower on algae. You're taking it off. It's going to come back if you haven't taken care of the other problem, and it will come back with a vengeance, because now you clean the rock off. There's no biofilm, so shoop, right there like a magnet, right? So
yeah, but I put a notice on his last video put up. Have you checked what you did 6 months ago with the tank?
Yeah.
But this is not now. This is 6 months ago. Something happened.
Yeah. So.
You have to go back. Don't mind now. You have to go back.
Yep. There's so many things to deal with on it that you got to remember there's no magic bullets in this hobby. There's nothing that will automatically fix everything, right? You're only going to fix one thing, and Nick is great for this one about balance. Yeah. So and like Jeff, look at that. His wife picked pallies off a rock, made her hand swell up. There you go. That's a pally-toxin.
I didn't know see that the gloves I was using when I picked up my rock.
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah.
There's real thick rubber gloves.
Now my
goes
hand,
up to my elbow.
Yeah, I can't put my hands in the tank right now. I got a cut on my finger. So when I'm dealing with my tank, it's I'll do light stuff, but I do not reach in and actually deal with anything in a big way, because I don't have any nitrile gloves right now, and I got to get some. But right now, everyone I saw that was cheap are all the powder coated stuff, so I can't use those. I'll get to it next week or something. I'll get over to. I usually buy the mechanics ones, the black ones, because they're thicker, so they actually don't rip so quick, and it works out really well. And whenever I deal with it's what it is.
These are really long as well, so it goes out to my armpit. So
that's even better. That's what he's using, and they should.
Yeah, same gloves, but he got yellow. I got blue.
Yeah. Plus, if he's got a staph infection, that staph infection he can put in the water and it can grow. He can actually cause bigger problems. Yeah.
You can even kill a fish with that.
Kill the fish. Yeah. Streptococcus, the Streptococcus, man.
Yeah. Need to be careful with everything you do with the tank. People don't understand that.
Man, I'm just guzzling coffee today. I got to stop that.
Coffee and a smoke.
Coffee and a smoke, man. That's how I deal with everything.
Yeah, I did deal with everything the same way before.
Oh.
We went through 1 or 2 packs a day.
You know, when you sit down and you think about this hobby and you think about what you're trying to do, the last thing you want to do is screw yourself up, you personally. You know, you don't want to drop a tank on your foot. You don't want to cut yourself, you know, like, you know, those are just the standard things that you think of. But man, I know people who don't think of it. I know a guy who went and had his panes of glass cut, said, no, don't bother sanding it because it's going to cost him an extra $20. And, you know, 16 stitches in his arm later, you know, there you go. You know,
Yeah.
and I mean, he could have just went home and easily, with a sanding block, at least taken the razor edge off. You know, it's, you got to think about that stuff. I know we don't, and we're all guilty of it at some point. But you know, it's you know, why learn the hard way? You know, because the hard way can be extremely bad for you. So
Yeah. It's like when I did my first test drill on a piece of glass. It was about 6 millimeters glass or something, and I put 2 clamps on it to hold it down. Just do a test drill, and the clamp slipped and released.
Yep.
So the glass spin around and almost cut 2 of my fingers straight off.
Yep. There you go.
So I have my fingers are bleeding so badly, and my kids were screaming, and I have to call the emergency room. And the only thing the emergency room said, "Can you walk down and we can't send an ambulance for that?" What?
Yeah.
I had to put a towel on my hand and take my own car down to the emergency room.
Yep. That's like when I cut myself. It was I was being safe. I put a fresh blade in to separate the glass on a tank I was tearing down to use the glass for baffles, and I ended up jamming the blade straight into my hand, into my knuckle. So from the side. Yeah. So 4 stitches later, and a nice nifty looking scar. So
yeah. The only thing that's good about the cutting self of glass, it don't hurt.
For the razor blade, yeah, I didn't feel a damn thing. I actually felt the stitches more than I felt that. So
you feel when you cut yourself. The stitch is worse.
Yeah, but it was a tetanus shot. It was antibiotics, and it was everything because it was what I was dealing with, right? So
yeah.
So what's the moral of the story? Safety first, folks.
Yeah.
It's not a joke. Yeah, always be safe. Yeah, do as I say, not as you see me doing.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a bellend.
Yeah. So how's everybody doing? Everybody getting excited for Mike's stream later? See if they can win some stuff?
I never win anything.
Yeah. Oh, I won't win nothing. I never win. I don't win stuff. Or if I win something, it's completely, utterly silly what I've won, and I'm just sitting there looking at, what the heck am I going to do with this? I don't eat gummy bears.
No gummy bears for me.
No. Yeah. I don't have the intestinal fortitude for gummy bears anymore.
Oh, who does?
Yeah. What were you going to say, James?
I was just going to say, check out that link I put in the Hangouts thing. Those are the goggles we use. They're only $10 on Amazon.
No, it didn't show up.
Log up, and you can reuse them.
Yeah, that'll show up eventually. When it does, I'll grab it and I'll throw it up there for everybody.
Yeah,
I will see it when I get home. It's hard on the phone.
They're UVEX stealth safety goggles. They're like. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, I actually got my safety glasses from work.
I'm buying a full face shield. You know what I'm talking about, the welder style face shield. Yeah, just because your mouth is another one. It's like I don't like wearing a mask because it screws up my nose. Makes me extremely phlegmy, for lack of a better term. So
you don't wear it for that many minutes.
No, well, when I worked at Zoas, I worked with Zoas a lot. I've seen me work on Zoas doing fragging for like a couple hours.
Oh.
Oh yeah. When I was really, really like, I'm sort of in a regroup phase, and it's if the funds were there, I'd be hardcore on the Zoas. I am a Zoa fanatic, just to let everybody know, absolute Zoa fanatic. And it's because they're easier to grow. They're not that hard to look after. They don't require the lighting that some of the sticks require. I get the love of sticks, aka Acropora, Montipora.
But that's a myth. Snakes don't need as much light.
Not all of them. No, and they don't all need flow that would blow a fish across the tank either.
Actually, no, they don't even like it. That's an old myth.
Yeah.
That's old school.
There's only some that do, right? Very, very, and that's the trick. So it's very broad when people say that, right? Yeah. But still, you can grow a Zoa faster than you're going to grow most Acropora.
Oh, yes.
The demand is
about
different.
Yeah, I was actually happy when I looked at the tank now when I pulled out that rock because my Rastasaurus is finally starting to open up.
There you go.
It's been closed for a week now.
Nice. I had a purple hornet that was closed for 3 months. 3 months.
Really?
Wouldn't open. Nope, wouldn't open. And he finally opened, and he was doing great, and then he bailed.
I'm done.
So,
that's great.
Yeah.
Got this.
And it was like, and I found him once and glued him back down. He stayed closed. He opened up again. He bailed, and that was it. I never saw him again. So I said, "The hell with this." I had rainbow hornets. I had a really good amount of them actually, and I sold them off. Trying to buy something else, or not trying, bought something else, and that's generally what I did. Is I used it to kind of facilitate getting to what I wanted. Right now, I'm in the hunt for LA Lakers. And Armor of God, I know where to get those. I've already got a source for those. And I'm going to do, I'm not really sure from there where I'm going to go, but because I've got the scrambled eggs in my tank and I've got utter chaos. And I'm just sort of going, because if I had my way, that 20 would just be coated in zoos. I'd just do a zoo garden across the whole thing.
They're so expensive.
They are. Yeah, they're extremely...
Especially here in Sweden, man. I bought zoas just locally from someone I know, and I actually paid about, I don't know what it's in Canadian dollars, but if 50 Swedish crowns per head, and that's a friendly price.
Yeah. That's a friendly price, yeah.
It's about 3 or 4 pounds.
Yeah, you were in the other night when we were talking about that with Trapper and all that. We were talking about pink diamonds and vampire and drag, vamps and drag and stuff. Yeah, so. Yeah, that's definitely one for all, especially you newbies. Watch out. Don't get caught in the Zoa trap unless you know it's what you love, because I'll tell you, it'll empty your pocketbook faster than you can blink.
It will rip your heart out.
Yeah, and rip your heart out when you lose them. So, because, as I said, they're easy, but there's some that are, I wouldn't say difficult. It's just going to come down to how healthy that frag is you bought. I know a fella that, done harping about this guy, but he'll frag it and sell it to you the same day, like literally cut it off in front of you and give it to you. Well, you shouldn't do that because you have no idea. Exactly. You could be buying one that he just killed. And if you're talking about a frag, a head of a Zoa that cost you $50, you don't want to do that. That's you're going to have a bad time. Like you're just not going to be happy. So, always buy a frag. Yeah, cut the heartstring. Yeah. So.
Yeah, to be very careful when cut Zoas.
So.
That's why.
So how is everybody doing? Nobody's really chatting in the chat. And
I got my pizza in the hand, and I'm on my way home to eat.
There you go. 30.
I haven't eaten all day.
Yeah, for sure.
4 hours this morning to make a video that lasted 1 minute.
There you go. Nope.
My program was being banned.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't let me render it. So it took me 1 hour to find out what's wrong. What's the picture? What's wrong? Didn't like the picture.
Yeah, I've been there. I've done a few where I've been rendering, and I had it just go weird and stall out because it was a picture or it was something of that nature in the program. Yeah, especially when I get really when I used to take or still do. I'll take a picture and insert it into the video and then resize it. It really goes kind of crazy because that does take a lot of processing power to make that work. And you're thinking because you see it real time, it's all fine, and it can be. But yeah, it can be rather difficult to actually get it to do it correctly. I guess the best term, I guess. So Lisa's under 40 gallons. She's about to get ready for that. You got to stand for that already, don't you, Lisa? Let's recall if you're still here.
Lisa should be just about ready to start up the tank.
Yeah, well, she's got my package on the way. I don't know if Jeff has sent the skimmer yet, but that's not important for the beginning anyway. Did you,
No, skimmer
Lisa?
is important start.
No, you don't need that right away. That's just for breaking it in anyway.
No skimmer, no light in the first month.
Yeah, I disagree. I mean, it depends what you're doing, right? If she's going to kickstart the tank, you need it right away.
If you don't do like what I'm about to say, if you don't do like me, open up and 2 or 3 days later and throw in the fish.
Yeah, if you're going to do that, then yes, you do. If you're not going to do that, no, you can just let it go
Exactly.
up a little bit.
If you do it the old school way, let it cycle on its own.
You know, and she may be holding her cards close to her chest and getting ready to put videos out and everything. That's what I would do. I'm kind of like that. You know, I'm not going to tell you every little thing I'm doing. So,
Telling us what's going on.
yeah, exactly, right?
We don't like that.
No. Well, you guys do. I mean, I got to put videos out. I mean, streaming's great. I enjoy it, 99% of the time. So, definitely want people to come in, enjoy, talk to me, and share what little knowledge I have, and get people in here who have more. And, people can learn stuff and learn it in a much faster way. But you can also learn how to do bad things really quickly, too.
It's like when I put up my video today. TMG was flipping out.
Oh?
Yeah. I put up a video about a 27-inch bobbit worm in a private tank.
Oh, that, yes.
And TMG, what the crap?
Yeah. It's like I said to one person, the only way you're going to get a bobbit worm is if you buy live rock. And we're not talking about dry rock that your LFS is cured up. We're talking about live, Fiji or Pukani rock that you bought that was shipped overseas live, air freight. That's a possibility. But yeah,
absolutely,
man, people just like, stop it. You're not going to get a fucking bobbit worm, right? You're not, it's almost, and plus your substrate would have to be deep enough to facilitate that worm. You know what I mean? Like,
the funny part, this substrate weren't more than 2 inches deep.
It was really shallow substrate.
Yeah, and it was hiding in underneath the rocks. It had a bigger tunnel underneath the rocks. It was hiding there.
Yeah, exactly.
He lost everything in his tank. He ate everything.
Well, your first clue should be your fish are disappearing.
Yeah,
because that's what they eat.
Exactly.
So we got a few people around. People are hanging out. Anybody got any questions? Anybody got anything they want to deal with, talk about, or are dealing with? Language, please. Language. I don't know if I'm swearing. I don't think anybody's actually said anything bad there, Chihuahua.
No, I'll be going on to my computer now, so I'll be quiet for a minute.
That's quite all right, buddy. You go right ahead. Enjoy your pizza. You have issues? Go ahead, Jeeves.
Stuff again, huh?
Yeah, always. So it works great all by myself.
Yeah. Shows you dropped out too, Craig.
Oh, does it? I didn't. I'm still here.
I can hear you, but it doesn't show you a little icon. It said my saltwater, or no, not my saltwater. It said he dropped out and you dropped out.
And I dropped out. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's something weird going on, man. You Android or Apple phone?
iPhone. I just updated the iPhone. I don't know. Maybe I need to go back and update Hangouts now.
Yeah, maybe have a look just to see if it's causing you an issue. It could be.
Yeah.
That's. I can send you a link, Tim. No, go ahead, man. I'm just reading off. Tim there wants to get in.
Oh, I just think Mike doesn't like me.
It could be.
Sometimes I try to jump on his gaming streams. I'll jump in and say, hey, and he's like, all right, I'm getting off, bye, click. I'm like, that's like the last 2 or 3 times this week that I've tried to jump on his gaming streams and say hello.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, you got to remember that you got to put the time difference in with him and how long was he on, and yeah, it's kind of funny with Catch a Mike. Yeah.
I know that it's ironic that I try to jump in, and as I jump in and say hello, he's like, "All right, everybody, I'm shutting it down." I'm like, God.
No.
Just a little too late again.
Yeah, little too late again. I said, you always a bridesmaid, never a bride, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to be jumping on my phosphates today, because if I test again today and it says there's none there, I know it's lying to me. The test kit's just not reading low enough. So, people don't understand that phosphates. I got to good.
Mine on my HANA checker showed 0, or showed whatever, not 0, but stupid low on my 75.
Yeah.
And I had a forest growing of hair algae, but what it was leaching from the rocks.
Yeah.
Because the tank was secondhand and he had terrible water quality. So as it was leaching, it never made it to the water column. It was getting sucked out by the algae.
By the algae itself. Yep.
Yeah. So it's there. You just can't test for it.
Yeah. That's one of those things that you got to kind of, that's why I'm really fearful for Steve Rotter there, RotterTube. He, man, I know what he's doing. I know where he's going. I know how he feels about it. But it's, if you're going to start getting that aggressive with your tank, you're almost better to scrap it and start over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was at the point of I had 2 options left. Either start running Phosguard or something, because I had run GFO in the ChemiPure.
Right.
But I guess it's just not, that's, I guess, more dose for maintaining an aquarium.
Correct.
And or pull the rocks out. I was at the point of pulling the rocks out and acid bath and everything, because I had helped my brother acid bath his, set up his curing bucket. He cured it and all, blah, blah, blah. Then he did his rockscape and put it in his tank, and his tank is, clean. And it's got a little bit of green film. It's got 1 or 2 little spots where you've got some little fuzzy stuff growing, but his 2 tanks pretty much keep it in check. And then mine, was just a forest. And I started, that's what the guy at the LFS told me to try Phosguard. That's what he's used. He pushes Seachem products, but I don't think he pushes them just because it's what he carries, because he carries Red Sea stuff too. But I asked him, do I need to run the Nopox? He said, no, I wouldn't. He said, I'd run Phosguard. He said, I've used it in the past. He said, that's what I recommend customers to try first. Yep. I said, well, how much do I dose? And I was reading them, standing there. He said, you can follow the instructions. He said, or you can do what I do, which is dump about half of the thing in a filter sock and, run it for a week. And then pull it out. Yeah.
I never thought about throwing it in a filter sock. I may try that. Try that today.
Filter sock or media bag.
Well, I can put it in a media bag and throw it in the sock, right? So it's easier to pull out of the sock.
Yep.
And I'm sitting here because I've got Phosnet or Phosguard. I got one of them. Because they got 3 of them, right? One's aluminum based, one's GFO based, and then
one's
I forget what the iron based.
One's aluminum and one's iron.
Yeah, right.
Phosguard is aluminum based.
Right, Phosguard's the aluminum one.
Yeah,
and you just got to be careful with it.
Yeah. Roaphos is.
There's different ones of that too.
Yeah, I think they have different ones, but they make the lanthanum.
They make lanthanum. Yep.
Yeah,
that's the lanthanum
and then
one.
Phosguard is aluminum.
But when you get down to it, and it's you get those folks that jump and jump and jump and jump. I call it. They're always jumping through a hoop. You got to kind of look at what's going on in your tank. Sit back for a minute and think about the cycle of things, right? Because that's if I've learned anything since I started streaming, Nick and Cruz, I just kind of walked into this sort of, wait a minute, let's talk about the ebb and flow of my tank. So here's the end result. Well, where did that start? So start going back and figuring out, how did I get to having this problem before I jump into it, right? So bubbling's helping control things and lift things up and get them out. Now it's like, okay, how do I get rid of that once I've done that as well? So I was sitting there today and I'm going, okay, I'm going to test first and then I'll act. And when I act, it's going to be very light, tiptoe in and see if it makes a difference. And if it does, I'm not going to get more aggressive. I'll just keep sort of stepping it up. And that's the hard thing. That's the hardest thing in this hobby for people, is to not get out the shotgun and shoot it in the face the minute they see it type deal. This, right. Oh my God, I have algae. Oh my God. Well, we've all seen how I dealt with it. My tank is great. It's humming along. I can show it to you. Here it is. Check it out. And I will tell you everything I did because it wasn't just peroxide. And I love that Mike did actually point that out, that it would sound like that's what I was saying. And it's not. That was the lawnmower. That's how I got it off my rock. Not how I got rid of algae. That's how I got it off my rock. Right?
Well, yeah.
So,
well, that's like I did a sea hare. I put a sea hare in there. He ate it all. I turned him back in because my LFS basically does a rental on sea hares. And you know, you buy them for, he's going up a little now, right? I guess because the distributors went up, but it was 15 or 20, and then when you return them, you would get 10 or 15,
right?
You that know, back. Sense. So you basically rent it for $5.
Yeah, and that's to his advantage too, because that keeps that sea hare fed.
Yeah, well, he just ordered about 8 of them because he has one frag tank that has hair algae covered the entire one of his new tanks, the entire rack, and it's only one of the 6. So I don't know what happened. I guess a fish died in that one. Got under that rack and died, and he didn't notice it. That's the only thing I can think. But
thanks, Lisa. I appreciate that. You know what though, and you got to agree with me here. Putting a sea hare or slug in your tank is the equivalent of a nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
Right? People have to understand that. Now, we're going to say
hot potato with
you're playing hot potato with it, right? Because if those die in your tank, this is no joke, folks. I have seen it. There are people who have actually killed themselves with their fish tanks with a sea slug, right? Not a hare, I don't think, or a cucumber. I'm thinking of, isn't it?
Yeah, cucumber. Sea hares
not quite so bad.
Nuke your tank if they die.
Yeah.
And the other problem people have with them is they ink.
Yeah.
They'll ink a tank like an octopus will.
Yeah. And it's toxic.
It's slightly toxic. So to you, it won't hurt you if you just dip your hands in it.
Yep.
But a fish that lives in it, you know, a day, 2 days, 3 days, no problem.
Goodbye.
But if you don't treat it, it will kill your tank.
Yeah.
And it'll kill your corals because they can't get light. You know, but you just got to run carbon.
Yep. You got to run the carbon and strip it out, right? The toxin.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's but a cucumber. Whew,
yes,
that's a different
story.
Sea
apple
or a sea apple. Those things will nuke everything and nuke you if you're not careful.
Mm-hmm.
I know a guy who's got a sea apple, and everybody just said the same thing, and it died because of that. Remember, I told you that temperature. The guy I sold my oh man, I miss smoots. Anyway, you know, you get attached to fish, folks. You do. That porcupine puffer, I should never have let him go.
Yeah,
I should have just dealt with it. I should have just kept him. But because he'd be alive today and he'd probably be a foot long. But he went down there, and what it was is that tank, the temp kept dropping, and that sea apple went nuclear on him.
Yep.
And it killed everything. Everything. Nuked the entire... In fact, even the algae in his tank was dead.
Yep.
Right? And he went to touch his tank, and he thought about it, and he called me up, and he goes, I said, yeah, you do. You gotta put gloves on, man. You gotta... Don't suck on the hose to start the siphon, nothing. Right? I said, you got to treat that like everything's toxic, and don't dump it in your he's on a, what do you call it? Septic tank.
Oh, yeah.
So he's got a septic tank and a weeping bed. I said, you can't even do that. I said, take it outside and dump it somewhere, you know, on the road. So it actually gets diluted and washed away. And he went, yeah. I said, oh, yeah, man. And he's talking, but it's 150 gallons. It doesn't matter. I said, whatever way you're going to do it. I said, run a hose, man.
That's what I do for my water changes.
Yeah. Because, yeah, go ahead, Tim.
I was looking at your video yesterday. You were showing the copper band.
Yeah, no, was it you that made the comment about it nipping at clams? That was you, right?
No. I was curious. You said he was going to put it into a tank that's pretty rough and tumble. I'm thinking, why would he, if he's got a copper band that's eating like that, why would you even threaten it by putting it into it?
Well, here's the thing. He made a comment about it, and I gave it a thumbs up, right? Because he's rough and tumble, you know, he put up the meaning of the word, right? Yeah. And it's like, I hate to tell you, man, but if you've had 2 copper bands get the living shit beat out of them in your tank, you've got a rough and tumble tank, right? No. So he had both of his copper bands were eating like that before he got them.
Yeah.
Or sorry, he had one. I'm thinking of someone else, right? There were 2 that went through the shop and got killed. And they both got killed by the other, the other inmates, as it were, right?
Yeah.
So this one's doing okay. Apparently, he's saying it's doing fine this time. That the other guys are accepting it, but it's just like, man, you're talking about they're such a sensitive fish that if you're willing to put it in there, that just speaks volumes. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I would love to have a copper band, just like a mandarin. Those are fish I'd love to have, but
yep. I work hard to keep my mandarin alive, and now I'm waiting to see what my 20 does. If my 20 really snaps like the other one did, and I get just a butt ton of pods, they're like fleas in the tank, I'll debate it again. But I would not put a mandarin through a 20 that wasn't very healthy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like minimum 45, 50 gallons, and even then with caution. We say with caution. What we mean is you better know. And I don't mean guess. Don't assume. You better effing know that there's lots of pods in there. Like sit there at night and count on a 1-inch spot. And if you can count 30, 40 in that 1 inch, and I don't mean like it's the same guy running back and forth and you're just counting them again. But even a 100-gallon tank, I've seen mandarins starve. So, that's why I really hope
prepared to
fish them out.
Yep. Or add pods, or now that Reef Nutrition Foods, the Roddy Feast.
Yes.
See, my LFS, his will eat Roddy Feast.
Yeah, if you can see him, I had one. I think you heard me talk about it before, guys. I had one that ate Hikari Marine S pellets.
Yeah.
Right? But, I mean, I got lucky. I literally he was just such a fat pig. I miss him, too.
See, his the mandarins and the red scooter blennies.
Yep.
Almost all the ones he has, as far as I know, all the ones he has will eat the Roddy Feast. And that's part of the reason he sells it, pushes it, I guess you could say, to his customers that buy them, is because they will eat it steadily, and that's what I've watched him. I say spot feed, he broadcast feeds his tanks with that stuff that have corals or have those fish in there, but then he'll actually take the little, like the Sea Squirt, those kind of target feeders, and squirt a little bit of it down on the bottom, and you'll watch the mandarin come out and hammer it.
Yep. Yeah, I tell everybody, buy a Julian Sprung's thing, or get with a turkey baster, turn your flow down and get it in front of them. And if they take it and you're willing to do that, that's another way you can supplement them, right? You got to be willing. It's all about what you're willing to do, right? Remember, that's your hands in the tank. That's the extra risk you're willing to run, right? Because that is going to mess with your chemistry a little bit. But as long as you do things right and you're thinking about what you're doing, right? So, we're dealing with lab grade stuff, and we're dealing with it like it's dishes. That's what I catch a lot of people doing. And it's like, you can't do that. You can't wash your dishes, have sunlight or Palmolive or whatever all over you, and then go stick your hands in the tank and think there isn't going to be something to come of it.
No, I vinegar rinse everything after.
Exactly.
Even my arms and hands. I'll take it, pour it, rub it around, wash it in water. And my wife didn't understand it, and I showed her.
That's the easiest way to deal with it. Huh? That's the easiest way to deal with it. Yeah, we just stalled up there.
And people that want to test it, do your dishes. After you do your dishes, rinse your sink out. Rinse all the suds down the drain. Stop it up and fill it with water about halfway, and look at the top of the water. You'll see the soap scum in there.
Yep.
Okay? Take your vinegar, drop you about a cup of vinegar in there. Swirl it around. You watch. It'll kill that sheen on the top of the water.
Yep.
Drain it. Take your little spray bottle with some vinegar. Spray it. Wipe it with a paper towel. Fill it back up with water and watch. There won't be any of that sheen on there anymore, because it actually breaks down that surfactant.
The surfactants, right? That's what I thought I had, and I realized where it was coming from was washing my filter socks and not realizing there was still, fabric softener.
Yep.
Right.
When I do my filter socks, all I do, I do my filter socks. Well, now I've changed. When I had the felt ones, I would do them like I do my hunting clothes. I would actually bleach them first. I'd soak them for a couple hours in a bleach bucket. Then I would drain them off. I'd throw them in the washer, run it on small water cycle, but I'd pour vinegar in it.
I use
vinegar in the washer.
Yep.
Bleach them first. Put them in the washing machine with some vinegar. Try it one time. and that vinegar will actually kill that in there. And then I soak them in prime for about an hour afterwards.
I get really lucky. Bleach. I got what you would call a front loader, but it's a top loader.
Mm-hmm.
Runs on the same principle, right?
Yeah.
And what's really cool about it is that I can actually, I did find where I can turn off running the fabric softener.
Yeah.
I had to figure that out because it's electronic, right? So once I figured that out, I actually run it with bleach, and when it gets ready for its last spin cycle, its last rinse, I dump in prime, and it washes it in prime.
Ah, okay.
Right, so
I just got old school. My washing machine is almost as old as I am.
Yeah, so it's all manual, right?
Still ticking. Yep, manual.
Yeah. But it works, and whatever works. Hey, Dre, what's going on?
I do that for my my hunting clothes, all my scent lock stuff. When it comes right before, everything stays in a Rubbermaid, airtight Rubbermaid. Right before hunting season, I pull everything out, and I'll run the washing machine on a, max load rinse cycle, and I'll dump a whole quart of vinegar in there.
Yep.
Run it, let it drain itself. Then I'll start washing my hunting stuff with the scent lock soaps.
Yeah, and it's well worth it, right? You got to remember, it's those little things you don't realize you do that affect your tank. Those are the ones that are really weird that you don't think of until all of a sudden it's like, oh, because you wonder, why does my water appear this way, or why? I found out through two things. One, because I'm diabetic, my hands and stuff always feel sticky. Right, it's the way my skin reacts to salt water, but it was extra sticky. You know what I mean? Something just felt weird. Why am I that sticky? So test myself and turn out, no, I'm okay. And then I just started asking around, and all of a sudden a guy goes, is fabric softener touching your stuff? And he said, turn off the flow in your tank, most of it. Look at the top of your water and see if you can see what you were talking about, that layer.
Yep.
Right? And I could just see the mildest bit of it, and I went, oh, crap. Bang, figured it out. And I'm like, son of a bitch.
Now you will get a film. I just want to disclaimer that for people, newer people. You will get a film on top of your saltwater tank from dissolved proteins and stuff. So don't think just because you have a film that it has to be fabric softener or something like we're talking about.
No, exactly. You will see the rainbow.
Yep.
Right? Yeah, that's the oils, right? We're talking about, you'll know the difference.
Yeah.
You'll see it. It's almost like a clear film. It's very clear. There's no rainbow effect to it or anything.
Yep.
That's kind of how I tell people, and it's really hard to identify. Don't just assume that's what your problem is. Think about what you're doing and what you've been doing, and then you'll figure it out. You drain the film away. Yeah, we mostly do. Most of us are skimming it out, but unfortunately, when you make a dumb mistake, all of a sudden you figure it out really quick. So, 7 o'clock. It's 4.
Well, see, I get it on my Nano, or was getting it.
Clock my time. So we got a little under. Yeah. Oh, you don't have a skimmer? Yeah. So you'd see it faster than we would.
Yep. Yeah. And then it doesn't have an overflow. No. It maintains a constant water level the way the JVJ is built.
Yep.
But it has a little surface skimmer attachment that you can buy and put over the intake for the back. And it skims all that off. So that's what I did. I bought that little $10 piece. And it turns it into a traditional overflow.
Mm-hmm.
So that's on a big tank with an overflow wear and all. You shouldn't see that film, because it's getting skimmed off into your sump.
Hey, Tyler. Yeah, no, and that's just it. If you see that and you have a proper overflow, you put something in your tank, right? You shouldn't see that actually, right? Generally speaking, right? Nick, any thoughts on this? You bell end? Something set my bloody sinuses off today. No. So, yeah, trying to fix up my torrents. It's going to be a heck of a day for me. I was going to say, you have anything to add about checking for surfactants? Do you have any easy way to check? Hey, there's Tom again on his computer. I was going to say, you have anything to add about checking for surfactants? Do you have any easy way to check? He probably didn't catch the whole conversation. I think he's working anyway. I think he's at work, as it were. So I'm actually trying to come up with a good idea for my next video. I got a few things I could do, and I'm sitting there going, I'll figure it out, or I'll make them all. One of the two.
Make everything.
A couple minutes. I got to go start this ship back up.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I heard Jeeves wrecked the workplace.
Yeah.
That's a good way to get nothing done at work.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Get on a live stream. That'll do it.
Yeah. Many companies here in Sweden don't allow you to use phones at work.
No, same here. PCI compliance, they call it.
Yeah. You're there to work, not to use your phone.
Correct. And I love that people have gotten to that point where they think that's unfair. No, they're paying you to work.
Yeah, exactly. They're giving you the money. They decide what you're going to do. You're not paying them to be there.
Yeah, Nick, we were talking about surfactants getting into your tank off your arms, or so soaps, fabric softeners off your filter socks if you accidentally did that. Is there any thoughts you might have on how you can check if that may be the case? We were talking about seeing a layer of like a film on top of your tank, but instead of it being, it almost looks soapy versus oily. So no rainbow. You get more of that just, it's there, but it's just clear is the way I see it when I know it got in my tank. Yeah. Plus, it made my skimmer stop working, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. My saltwater journey, wearing his merch.
Yeah.
Good promo.
These are the gloves I'm using.
Yeah.
And I'm in the tank. They are fantastic, really long, and they're soft inside.
Yeah,
so
I recommend
really nice.
that to anybody. Yeah.
Buy those if you want to keep on with the tank, because it's your safety first and fish safety.
There you go, Nick. Exactly. Wear those gloves, or don't stick your arms in the tank. Exactly. I use vinegar on my arms. Right. I use tape and vinegar. So I tape my arm, like I'll take packing tape, clear the white Scotch tape, and I'll tap all the cat hair off myself and everything in the debris, and then I will rinse my arm with vinegar if I'm going to be in there for any length of time. And best practices. Do I break that rule? Yeah, I do that.
Yeah. When I just put food in the tank, I just stick my arm in. But it just takes a second or two.
Yeah.
But when I do work or do maintenance in the tank, I always use the gloves or pick up the rocks or something.
Yeah. Yeah, but it only takes a second to make a mistake, so.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just laziness to didn't pick the gloves on when you put in the food. There's nothing else.
Perfect. Thanks, Nick. Yeah, exactly what we were saying. So, oh, man. I am so putting off my tanks today.
No tank fiddling around today?
No, I really don't need to, right? The tanks are running pretty good right now.
Yeah, that's when it gets boring.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And that's another big problem we all have, the tinkerers, as I like to call it. The people like to tinker with their tank on a regular basis. You can, but you got to remember that you're the one who's exposing your tank more.
Yeah.
So.
I haven't even touched my tank for a while now. I was in my tank today when I put up the rocks, and when that stupid fish of mine ripped my LPS, SPS from the sockets. That stupid fish.
Yeah, well, they do that. That's fish are fish. They're like bad kids in your tank. That's what they are. It's like a playground.
It's a fat one also.
Yeah.
A stupid fat fish. That my daughter calls a submarine.
The submarine.
Yeah.
Which one?
It's in the back. See, you can see it there on camera. It's an Hawkeye or a Coral Guardian. It's in here back. Oh no! It's somewhere back.
Yes.
Somewhere.
As we speak. I am watching a fully functional 100-gallon tank, operational with no leaks. The Herbie's working fine. I need a beer.
Yeah. Did you?
You deserve one.
You deserve one, right?
Get one for me too.
It's Miller time. Yeah.
It's beer time. We need to have a drunk chat.
Yeah, I gotta.
Oh.
What? I gotta tune the Herbie just a little bit. I got too much going into the emergency.
You got a gate valve?
Yeah.
Good man. That'll make it easier. Remember,
Thank you.
eighth of an inch or less, man. Trust me. Just right, like ever so little a turn. I wish you could get a ball valve to do that, but you can't. So
Yeah.
you were going to say that?
I would love to get a new tank.
Yeah.
I was about to get one now, man, but my car got an electrical issue, so I had to put all the money in that.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
Yeah, cost about $2,000.
I was thrilled. I found out I could. I'm going to be able to keep my car.
That's good. Was the bank foreclosing on it?
They were getting weird about it because I'll just briefly explain it. I thought I had the insurance for unemployment on it. I did not.
What's that?
So I don't know why it wasn't there, and there's nothing I can do now. But it had to be done when I bought the car. And when I bought the car, I had asked, thought it was there. I should have read the paperwork, my own damn fault, and made sure it was there. So because it wasn't there, which would have raised my payment up, a little bit, like we're talking $2-3 a payment, which, why not? Yeah, I was a little, let's just say, miffed about it. But anyway, I was talking to them today. We did a few things, and nope, back on schedule. I can afford my car. I just can't afford 3 payments back. You know what I mean?
Who can?
So
we ain't putting money here.
I have a white 2013 Jetta that I call the Marshmallow, and I love it. It's or Space Ghost. Call it whichever way.
That's a good one.
The Marshmallow.
Yeah.
Well, it's such. Thank God it's a standard, because man, that 2.2 liter engine, they call it the 2-point slow, right? I can't believe that in this day and age of the way they do cars, that my car has only got 115 horsepower. It's like, wow, like really? And it's like, but you know what? The gas mileage on my car would scare you to death. I get probably close to 700 and something kilometers out of a tank, that's pretty good. You know what I mean? So as long as I don't drive it like a bell end. Yeah.
Yeah, I get about 850 to 900 kilometers on my diesel.
Yeah. What kind of car?
A Kia.
Yeah. What size engine?
Haven't got the slightest idea. It says blue.
It's blue. Yeah. Is it a 4-cylinder? It's a 4.
It goes.
Do you even know how many cylinders it has?
Yes, 4-cylinder. A standard.
It's 4. It's probably the 1.8. I'm going to guess you're getting that much out of it, which, and that means nothing, right? You probably even may have more horsepower than me. It's hard to say. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah.
But no.
Being cars, man, I don't know crap about them.
No.
I just drive. I hate cars.
I fix my own cars.
If something is wrong with the car, I call this the service.
I'm a Renaissance man.
Crap.
I do it all. Yeah.
I do nothing. I don't even change tires on my car, or light bulbs.
Like a buddy of mine said, I'm the only guy he knows that has a fish tank, can fix my own car, and adjust a Floyd Rose tremolo system on a guitar for him.
Yeah. You're a multi-man.
So I have a lot of fun, though. It's I just like to learn things. Learning things is the fun part, right?
Yeah. Have you seen the balance of my clownfish?
Seen the what?
My 2 balance, the clownfish.
Oh, the clown. Well, clowns are clowns. What kind of clowns are those? They look like Clarkies.
Saddlebacks.
Saddlebacks. Yeah, Clarkies.
The bitches of the tank. Oh, she's the bitch.
They're
There's
fine.
always a bitch. There's always a bitch with the car.
There's always one. I got 2 in my tank. Yeah.
But yesterday they did a dance all day.
Yeah. So I got to keep an eye out, but she did nip the top fin on my
Really?
my Wyoming white. Yeah, she did get him hard.
Yeah. You see at my male there, he's got the bottom fin is snipped off when they're doing the dance 2-3 weeks ago. That's a part of the dance.
Yeah, but like we were talking about, my buddy with the Wyoming or with the frostbites, he lost his male. Why? Because he just didn't want to do the dance, and she took offense.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
But
yours are always aggressive. I don't know why.
Well, they weren't, and now they are. So I'm hoping it's just that. But if I don't see it let off in a day or two, he's going in a 5.
Yeah.
Next Friday,
like almost all the day they're swimming around, just having fun together. Then some days it just flips out on him.
Exactly.
He gets a badass.
I figured, it could be worse.
Yeah, I think they're getting close to. She wanted to lay eggs, and he wanted to figure it out.
Yeah.
But they never get anything about it. The other fish will eat them before that.
Nope. And then they'll get dickish to everybody once the eggs are down.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
Fuck up the tank.
Totally screw things up. And then, you got to remember, welcome to reef keeping.
That's life. No. If you got clowns, you better get used to it.
Yeah. It's the same thing with, I know a buddy had a couple, I don't know how he had 2 dotty backs, but it turned out he had a male and a female. And they must have laid eggs. Holy crap, I guess terrorized his tank. Just unreal. And he found the eggs, so he scraped the eggs off. And he just reached in with a little bit of pipe cleaner and, pulled the eggs out. And they stopped. But can you imagine, right? Like, oh, that would just be nuts.
You just put the eggs in another tank and hatch them.
Now, good luck with that. I ain't doing that. That costs too much money, man.
And the rest of the fish in the tank are all saying, "Hey, the bitch has got eggs. Stay away from her place, man."
Yeah, stay away. Yeah, she's going to take you down.
The bitch flag is coming up.
Yeah. So.
The red lights are flashing in the tank. Woo, woo! Get out of there.
Mama fish will take you out.
Yeah.
Warning.
But the Picasso clown is all alone. Nobody cares about him.
No. So.
I feel sad for him. He lost his wife.
Yeah, it happens. Again, welcome to reef keeping. I tell people that all the time. You got to accept it, right?
Yeah.
They don't always. It doesn't always work out the way you planned with a reef tank. So.
That's why you can get more fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
You just go back to LFS. I want one more. I did the same stupid thing where I got my shark, and I had a tiger shark. It was a bamboo shark I had.
Bamboo shark, yeah.
Yeah, it was all peace and quiet. Didn't touch a fish or anything. One day the clowns were gone, and man, did it die or something? They went to get the 4 new clowns, and they were gone the next day. What the heck is going on? So I got 2 more clowns. Then put the camera on the tank to see what the clowns are doing.
And the shark was eating them.
The shark was eating at night when they're sleeping.
Yeah.
The little bitch.
Yeah. That's why sharks aren't a good idea in the reef systems anyway.
Oh, absolutely not.
No, I try to tell people that. Like, they're like, I want to get a shark. It's like, you want something to die in your tank or kill everything in your tank? Is that what you're looking for?
But man, I miss that shark, man. She was so petty and nice. We put the hand in the tank, she swim right up to your hand, and you can pet her and everything.
Yeah.
And the shark is saying, "Hey, I hope the owner makes a trip to the LFS today."
Yeah, you're gonna get me some more clowns. They're tasty.
Yeah, they're fine-looking orange things. Num num.
No, they're nummy.
You stick with the cod.
No, and that's just it, eh? So.
Just like my carpet anemone here, it's the mouth on that anemone is bigger than the clown.
Yeah, that's the problem I have with carpets, right? People don't understand. Like, I'm sure you do. There's always a chance that carpet will eat those clowns. It just has to get it in its head that it wants to, so to speak, right? So, yeah, or you're always running a risk.
Anemones don't, because they want the clowns for protection. She's protecting that anemone with her life. Nobody's getting near that one.
Nope.
Not even the cleaner shrimps are getting near that. She hunts them away. She's crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
The closest you get is the red one in the furthest back. He's the closest shrimps to it.
Oh, Ravenclaw's lurking around. All right, I'm going to put up a link. Raven, if you want to hop in, you go right ahead, son. Oh, nope, that is Tim's email. That's not going to work. I got it up here somewhere, I think.
Just hit Tim's email. You get the link.
Oh, I've popped people's emails in by accident so many times. All right, give me a sec here, guys. I got a couple of quick things I know I got to do with my tank, which is I just got to drop some filter socks in the 120 since they're dried out now from yesterday. So that's another thing. I leave my filter socks out to dry for at least 24 hours before I put them back.
I don't use that thing. Never. I hate filter socks. It's the worst thing in the tank.
I hate them and like them. It's like
they catch them as detritus, and it just if you don't rinse it out, you poison your tank.
Yeah.
And they clog up really fast. I tried filter socks once in my big tank, and it took 1 day. They were full. I changed them. I had I think I had 100 micro ones.
Yeah. No, I run a 200.
Yeah, I had a 300 gallon before, and I had a 180. I had 2 180s. Then I had a big tank crash, and I sold everything I had. I got sick of the hobby. So now this year I started back up again. I had a year of leave from the tank systems.
No, on the filter socks, I run a 200 micron. Otherwise, they just
you run the felt 200 micron, or you run the mesh?
Yeah,
I had a felt.
Felt is what.
Yeah. See, I just started using the mesh, and that's on my 75 because that's got that grouper and stuff in it. So it's just there to catch large particles, pieces of food, pieces of algae that I scrape off, stuff like that. And so all I do with those is I just hose them out. I've got 3 or 4 of them. I hose them out in the garden hose, shake them out, let them dry, put them back in, and then I only do like once a month. I'll take all 3 or 4 of them and actually bleach them and clean them.
Yeah. Yeah,
but they're just so easy to clean.
Before I started on your video or something, but
yeah, just throw it in the washing machine.
Yeah, that's something I might try to see how that'd be something.
I did that with mine. I threw it in the washer.
Yeah, that's what I did when I had felt. I bought like 10 felt filter socks, or 8-pack or a 10-pack. The first time I washed them all, they all disintegrated. Big holes in them, and I was like, nope, crap on this. I got the mesh ones because my normal daily, weekly cleaning. Basically, I go through the whole set of them in a week. I go outside, I turn the hose nozzle where it's like a fan. I flip the sock inside out, stick my hand in there, flip it out, stick the hose in, and it blows everything out. Rinse it off, flip it back. I hang it up and let it dry. Go back through the 4 of them, and every 4 or 5 weeks, I'll actually do that, and then soak them in bleach for about an hour, then rinse them, then soak them in prime.
That sounds. I might try that and then put. I've got a media compartment on the sump. I might try that and then use some filter floss over there in the other compartment to catch the small stuff. So that might be.
Yeah. Now on my Nano, I just run filter floss, and I just every 2 days chunk it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it catches a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys checking out the torch today? Check that thing out, man.
Wait a second. They're doing good. A lot of flow on it, but it's doing good. There's that beautiful RAS.
Yeah, I like that RAS.
Oh, they're so nice. It's hard to get here. I have to special order them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, my LFS hates to order RAS because you can't sell them because they're balanced.
I got a yellow chorus RAS, and I got a Hovens RAS. I want to get the redhead salon. I forget what it is, and a orange back fairy RAS. So those are pretty.
Yeah, I must order a RAS because I think they're so nice.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for my special delivery for my nano tank to get here from the Philippines.
What are you waiting on?
Oh, a special delivery from the Philippines. The fish for the nano tank.
Oh, okay.
A frogfish, a special black and yellow spotted one.
Oh.
Or white and orange. It depends. They have 4 they can choose from.
Yeah.
So it takes some time for me to get it because I don't want any other, but we got that. Just want the 4 kinds.
Yeah.
think frogfish are so cool to look at.
Yeah, they're kind of funny. I think Inappropriate Reefer, I think he has one.
Yeah, he got one of those I have put on my list.
Yeah.
They're really cool. Rip knows where they live, all the frogfish. It was a film. I think it was today. Was going out to catch some fish. So he's probably going to film the frogfish there. Yeah, I said so. He said so. But I think it was yesterday. Hard to keep track of time.
Yeah, I'm keeping track there because Mike's starting up in about 40 minutes, folks. So make sure you head on over there too. I'm going to drop a link there, Raven.
What's his subject today?
He's doing a giveaway, and it's going to be his switch over from his Friday night live stream to doing Sundays. He's going to explain his reasonings and stuff. So
yeah, and it's going to have a break until the 28th.
Yeah, so because he's going on vacation. So
yeah, they're bastard.
There you go. Yeah, there's lots of flow in that tank. I think there's enough flow in that tank. It feels like
it's too much flow.
No, not at all. The torch is showing it, but if you look at everyone else is pretty happy. So
yeah, that's what I thought as well, because the one in the back is moving quite gently.
Yeah,
he must be in the direct flow of it.
He's in the direct, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Ravenclaw is clicking, click, 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 click. There you go. Now he's in.
Am I? Yep.
Yeah, you're here now.
The British click-clack.
Yeah.
British click.
Yep.
That means that MI6 is listening to you.
If they hear the clicking in the States, it's the CIA.
Yeah, clicking in the States. And here it's
listening in.
Yeah, there's a... Yeah, it'll dry up.
Hey, Saltwater Journey, was that you that had that huge worm looked like a snake in his tank?
No, there was one in Sweden who had it.
Who had it?
It was a guy here in Sweden. I got permission to grab his video and show it.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it a bobbit worm or something?
It was a bobbit. Yeah.
A bobbit worm.
Yeah.
He ate all his fish and everything in the tank. Yeah. Just destroyed everything.
Yeah, we were just talking about it and how people are so scared they're going to get it. It's like the only way you're going to get a bobbit worm in your tank is if you are air shipping live rock. And you are not going to get that from Marco rock that was cured at your local fish store. You shouldn't anyway.
That's one thing.
Never ever let my wife see that video. I'm telling you, if that would be the end of my saltwater hobby. That would do it right there. If she thought in any way, shape, or form that might show up in my tank, no matter what you said,
you're done.
It's done.
But the funny part,
no way. I mean, she hates anything that looks like a snake. She won't let me have an eel. No. And
the funny part,
I go, Jesus Christ.
That bobbit worm is just a baby.
That's just a baby one. Yeah, it's not even a big one.
They get 4 times that size. They get humongous.
Yeah. It's they get 4 times. The record one I think was 8.5 feet. Not in a tank. That's 8.5 feet.
Oh my God.
But I mean, there was that guy that had that. What people keep saying is a bobbit worm that was in his tank. No, that was just a really big ass bristle worm he had. It was
I saw that video as well.
You know which one I'm talking about, because he broke it in half and the other half was still alive. A bobbit worm, if you cut it in half, it'll die. So.
And you can see the bobbit worm. It got this thing on the face, like 4 fingers or something, to grab a hold of fish with.
You know, I'm really hoping. Man, I gotta get a hold of Ryder Tube. I gotta talk to him. It's really bothering the shit out of me that he's doing the peroxide thing, and I already know he's done technically what I've done. And if it came back like that, there's something else going on.
But I don't think he did it long enough.
He said he's doing peroxide now?
He did it with 35% food grade direct.
Steve.
And it's like, Steve, God damn it, man. And he didn't rinse his rock, because I can tell when he put it in his tank, I was just leafing through the video. There's no way that I'm hoping I'm going to go back and watch it before Aaron's stream. I'm going to cut off around a half hour before Mike's stream, before Aaron's aquarium stream.
I'm going to look at it as well.
And I'm going to watch it, because holy shit, man, if I see that, it's going to be, I just want to talk to you. I just want to say, crap. You need to do this and this and this right now. You have to, because if you don't, my old quote, you're gonna have a bad time, man. It's gonna get worse, right?
Maybe that MRSA made him delirious or something.
Yeah, you never know. But like I said, I gotta watch it. I do not want to quote and say that this is what he's done because I only leafed the video.
Yeah.
Barkeeper's Friend, you can go get it at probably. I won't say the aisle because all Canadian Tire sells it. It's $2.19. And it is just oxalic acid. It's food grade safe. Works like a bloody charm for cleaning out a tank. If you have really, really tough spots that you can't get clean, go to the dollar store, buy that toilet brush. You'll know the one I'm talking about. That's just, the bristles at the bottom almost look like the old dish style scrubber, right? Get that. When you're running it around, make sure you don't dunk in the tank, because I've done it, and I actually have watched a guy break his tank while he was cleaning it. Because it's plastic, it's you're putting force behind something, but just gently get in the corner and kind of rotate it in the corners, and it will peel out everything anywhere in behind the silicone that might be partially lifted. It'll clean that crud out of your tank. It's just really, really good. And it wasn't me that came up with it. King of DIY, Joey, he's the man. He's the one that said, hey, this is what I use. So I tried it, and it works like a truck. Scaling's going to take soaking, so you are going to have to wet it with really, really hot water. And nope, you can soak it in water all day, with vinegar all day, and it won't come off. It's going to probably take Barkeeper's Friend. You're going to need a mild acid. Now, it just takes a bit. Little work. You'll get it.
Yeah, vinegar is effective if you do a 50-50 blend.
Yeah, but do you know how much vinegar you'd have to...
On a 75-gallon aquarium, you're buying 35 gallons of vinegar.
Yeah, exactly. And where that's not expensive, it's still money. $2.19. $20,
right,
$30,
right?
Right?
It's concentrated acid. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Vinegar 50-50 is great for cleaning pumps and stuff like that, because you can soak them and it will eat it, and it will eat all that stuff off an aquarium. But all the people I've seen that have tried to use vinegar, they dump a gallon or two in a 100-gallon tank. That's not enough. It dilutes it too much.
Absolutely, and I guarantee if you look it up, it'll tell you what aisle it's in on CanadianTire.ca. I guarantee, because unlike mine, it'll say aisle 19. There it is, and it's in a gold. It looks like a Comet can. Do not get the liquid stuff. It won't hurt anything, but it's just not as effective. It's really hard to get the right amount. It looks like a can of Comet, but it's gold. Don't buy the silver. Buy the gold one. That's just the standard old one. Yeah. See, that's what it is. I'm trying to figure, what's my niche? Does anybody have me figured out as what I'm good at?
Talking smack.
Yeah, talking smack. I talk shit better than anybody, right?
Yeah.
I'm the.
Now you're good with the cleaning stuff and the new start stuff.
Yeah.
Seems to be how to start up a tank and how to do it without screwing it up completely.
Being a bell end.
Being a bell end. Thank you. Yeah.
Play some world.
Yeah. Drinking coffee, being a bell end.
That's me. Don't take my niche away.
Yeah.
That's mine.
Right.
See the bite? Hey guys, you can see the bite out of his fin. See it at the top, the white guy.
I saw that.
And she got him at the bottom too, a little bit, eh?
Just separate those two. Yeah. They won't quit.
I don't think so. Well,
she's gonna be a bellend.
I haven't seen her go at him yet. We'll watch. We're sitting here for half an hour.
You should have a smaller clown and try to see what she does with that one.
Well, that could be just a fish nugget.
Because that's a no gender fish. It's a small.
If he's small enough, yeah. Because if this one's gone female,
that's what I'm wondering. Is this one is gone female because they're the same size?
Well, they were mated up in the other tank, so I find that hard to believe. I think she's just being a bitch. She's just pissed off. Maybe she doesn't want him. And I know. I will say this: I do know they can reject their mate too.
Yes, they can.
So, absolutely can.
Absolutely.
So I think he's going to wind up. He's going to be in my 5-gallon challenge tank. That's going to be his little home. Oh.
So they moved from one tank to the other tank, and now they're fighting.
And now they're fighting. Yeah, and it's only taken a month. Yeah, they were fine for a month, and now it just seems like no. What's he doing?
Yeah.
What are you?
I love this fat bellend.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, the lawnmower.
Probably just.
My
Casper, the
probably just the fact of changing.
Oh, I think you're right, Raven. I think changing tanks is all it took. It just They seem to be okay, and maybe the space is different, and territory changed enough, and just led to that. Yep.
Yeah. He now wants to sleep on the right side, and she wants to sleep on the right side too.
Yeah. And he's just not digging it.
That's why mine is sleeping on the torture sometimes. She kicks him out.
Yeah.
Clowns are difficult.
Yeah.
Especially when the female starts to get nasty.
Yeah. Well, she's not picking on him currently. She's having a crap, though. There you go. Thanks for pooping on camera.
Yeah. Oh, you should see the poops on my...
what?
Go.
Go on, carry on.
You were going to say clowns?
Yeah, I was going to say clowns are just not my thing. I like them, but I don't want them.
Clowns. That's why I changed over to the Finding Francis one. I'm actually going to get that tattooed on me. I love that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
There's just something. I think it's like a case of everybody's got them. You get a saltwater tank, everybody wants a clown.
I think because of Finding Nemo. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's the same with Go on, Karen.
You go.
No. I was going to say the same as like dories as well. Everybody's got a dory. I don't want
hippo tank. Yeah, hippo tanks.
Yep.
But the funny thing, my dory and my clowns are just like in the movie. They're together all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, these two were, like I said, Odo and Dax were doing great.
Yeah.
Now it's like, And I mean, if they hammer it out and they're happy and they're both happy in the tank, I'm good with that. But if I see her, start lunging at him constantly again, then I'll have to take him out because I don't want him to die. He's a Wyoming white, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, he's an expensive one.
He's an expensive fish, right? I got him at a good price, but I mean,
what did you pay for him?
I got them each $50 each.
Let's see what that is.
Yeah,
that's what I
probably about the same price.
Yeah, I paid the same for my Picasso.
Yeah.
Now the Lubbock's wrasse. Let's not talk about the Lubbock's wrasse. I got for a deal. They do go for a little more. I got it for $50 as well, I think.
Man, that's cheap.
Yeah, but a Lubbock's wrasse, I know for you guys is quite dear. Yeah, so.
Yeah, wrasse is hard for me to get for a special order.
Yeah, you were saying. I still think that's wild. They're getting a wrasse over there, but everyone just hates them because they are mostly bell ends.
Yeah, that's why my LFS want to get them.
Yeah, especially we know 6-lines are. They're especially bad.
Mine are real nice. He's super nice.
Oh man, I have never seen. I personally have never seen a 6-line.
Never buy a 6-line again.
No. And no matter how good they are at dealing with pests, I don't care. Right, and I know this guy's good at it because if you watch him, all he does is go around those rocks all day long looking for crap. Yeah. So
you see my 6-line, he's doing nothing. He's just having fun, swimming around.
I got a big ass goby and a pistol shrimp. I got big uns.
I got 2
prawns. Yeah,
my 6-line was fine for about a week and a half, and then he killed my Rainford's goby and tried to kill the clownfish.
Oh no, it's a fight in the tank. The clown is fucking up the shrimp.
Yeah, you said that. Told you.
Yeah.
Clowns are bell ends
too. He can move. He's a stupid shrimp. He can just move.
Yeah. Awesome for 4 months.
Which shrimp? The coral bandit or the fire shrimp?
The fire shrimp. The coral bandit, he don't mind that much. Because he gets him back.
And that's weird because the fire is a cleaner shrimp, right?
Yeah. But it's getting close to his coral. Don't get close to the coral. She'll fuck you up. I can't even get close to it. It fucks me up.
See, I would want clownfish with a NEM. The only reason I still have that clownfish in my Nano is because my wife is a SF Giants fan, and it's black and orange. And so she named it after one of the Giants players. And he's stuck now.
Clownfish, it's all about fish and territory. That's once you understand their territorial pissings, for lack of a better term, then you can kind of control it. But the problem is that you got to remember, we think we're creating a natural environment. We're creating what we think is a natural environment. Yeah, so
these clown are tank bred, so they don't know anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally agree.
In a bell end.
Yeah.
The 30 marks, those 30 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll go a few more. I got what I wanted to get done. Yeah. So my filter socks are in, and my my torch doesn't need to be moved because it's looking I thought I was going to have to because of what it was looking like there yesterday. But if you look at it now, it's up and out. It's not laid flat or anything. So, which is, for me, that's a good sign. Things are going good in this tank.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Now it's going to be getting everybody else happy.
I've done what I needed to do. Yeah. Yeah. I've changed about 20 litres out that tank and put RO in it. So hopefully that might help clear up a bit.
Yeah. Did it seem to help did it stir it up really good when you did it too, I bet?
Yeah, I'll be stirring it up as well. Yeah. Yeah, I stirred it up as well, and I still got a pump going.
Yeah, but you sucked out the excess at the bottom? Is that what you were doing? Did you
yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Man.
Yeah.
Good man.
Yeah, I did.
It's better to
Yeah, I did.
Slowly.
And what I done was I've actually got another little tank in the other room, in another room. There's nothing in it. I'm just cycling a little bit of rock in there. When I transfer from one tank to the other tank, everything's going to go into this other tank first, and then that will go into the display tank.
Nice.
Yeah. Just because all the corals in there, I've got flatworm in it, and I don't want to transfer it over, so I'm going to take the fish out. I'll transfer them into the other tank, leave them in there for a bit, and then I'll deal with the flatworm and everything in the other tank before I then transfer everything over. So it go from one tank to another tank into the display tank, so I don't transport anything.
Yep. So I think they've it looks like they've kind of hammered out their differences, guys. I think it might be all right.
Mellowing out now.
Yeah, a little mellow, little flicky dance, and
She's
I love my
happy.
fish. Yeah, she might be happy with it now.
Maybe that time of month, you know.
Don't start now. Come on. You'll make Vicky all mad.
Vicky's always mad. She can take it out on Mad Dog.
Yeah.
She can smack him around a little bit.
Yeah, and then I'll be in trouble. I have to go into Mad Dog stream and go for an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's not my problem.
No.
Man, my goby is small too, comparison to yours. He's skinny bastard.
No,
I do like gobies. I do like
gobies. Are nice. Yeah, I like my gobies.
Yeah.
I like them all.
Yeah. I like the green gobies, yellow gobies.
The little clown gobies.
Yeah, the little clowns. Yeah. Citronette.
I like the
I like the citron, but they're kind of dickish.
Yeah. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to try and put all the fish that I want to get in there. I want to put them in next before I put the other two fish in. But I also want stuff that's going to go in there that's going to do a job.
Yeah, if a fish isn't doing a job, I think that's why people don't like clowns a lot too. Clowns don't do a job. All they do is eat and piss and poop. That's it. That's what they do.
Yeah,
that's what Emperor does. Yeah. He just poops.
Yeah. I think you might want a wow fish, if you know what I mean. Sort of like a fish that everyone comes in, oh wow, look at that.
Yeah.
I think first of all, I want something that's going to deal with like I say, I've got a J Brass. He goes around all the time picking bits and pieces off the rocks. He does a job. I've got the Flame Angel, and that's my whale fish at the moment. You know, so the rest of it, I want something that's going to do jobs. So I've also got a peppermint shrimp in there for Aptasia, and it does eat Aptasia when I have had it. And I've got that big one. He hasn't had that big one yet, though. That's the thing. He hasn't had the big Aptasia yet.
They generally don't, right? So that's what I find. Yeah.
You can't have starfish if we got the peppermint shrimps.
Yeah.
They eat starfish as well.
Yeah.
Peppermint shrimp do?
Yeah, they can. So. Yeah, they can.
Oh, I thought that was just the Harlequin.
No,
the Harlequin does, immediately, but the peppermint can.
Yeah. Harlequins is strictly starfish, isn't it?
They're only starfish eating.
Yeah, I used to have a tank with 4 or 5 sand sisters in it, and I was cutting legs off to feed the Harlequin, so kind of macabre.
I used to have 4 or 5 peppermint shrimp, and one of those Banggai cardinals ate them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get it in their head. I tried soaking in mysis to get this Bengay to eat pellets, man. He just won't eat pellets. He just wants the meat. Raising. So, I don't know what I'm going to do with him. I'm going to have to, I don't know.
I give him a steak.
Yeah, I was thinking about the hard part is there's no one here who sells premium flake food, and I think what I'm going to try, and I had it and I used it all in 2 years. Right, it took 2 years. Was spirulina flakes, and I find everybody eats spirulina flakes. Right, I'll have to find a bottle of that somewhere. Yeah, and then I can get him onto that, and maybe he'll work his way because I know there's spirulina in the Hikari. But it's getting to that point, right? So, because it's not too big for him, he can eat it. He just spits it back out like, nope, that wasn't it.
It's the same with all for my local LFS. All the Bangai and all the mandarins and everything that eat both frozen food and pellets.
Yeah. Well, that's what you want. Ultimately, if you're going to take on a mandarin, if you can find one that's already eating stuff, that's what you want, right?
They won't sell them if you don't eat the normal food.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That's a good because that keeps people from coming back. Oh, my fish died.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to buy a pair of mandarins.
Yeah, exactly.
So you want the mandarin to eat pellets? Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah, mine did. I had one that ate pellets.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mine ate frozen food, pellets, ate everything he found.
This one here, I think we've seen him try, but she's not that big yet, so I think it's still too big for her to actually eat.
You can get the small pellets. The tiny
ones. You have the little bitty, teeny tiny.
Yeah, I got the 0.5. Yeah, the 0.5 mil pellets.
What's the company?
I use Hikari Marine S, and New Life Spectrum sells them.
New Life Spectrums. Yeah. They have one that's a crustacean formula. Isn't that even smaller?
Yeah, somebody told me about 0.2 millimeters something.
Yeah, 0.02. Yeah.
Yeah, really small.
That I've never seen that here. I know it's around, but I've never seen it where I could buy it. So,
well, I need to get with you and ship you that light. Let me know, and I'll buy a can from the LFS and ship it with that.
Oh, I'd love to try it. Yeah, because if I can get a mandarin into here, well, my wife wants, I think, a ruby red dragonette in here.
Mm-hmm.
So if she wants it in there, I want to make sure I got something he can eat or she can eat. Probably be a she, my luck. But because it won't have the big fin, right? I got the male scooter in my big tank. He's male, obviously. Hey, what's going on, Cruz?
Yeah.
I'm going to get with you and go ahead.
I was going to say, have you tried soaking the pellet?
Yes, I did it. I did your little trick. I tried it. Didn't work.
Yeah.
No, he just looked at it and went, nice try, buddy.
Yeah.
You ain't fooling me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Well, I met him in a stream down in Dagobah where he bubbles all the time
Craig.
like a giant carbonated soda. Anyway, what?
What?
Mm-hmm.
Look at Canada corals.
Yeah, what about them?
How far are they from you?
They're a long way from me. They're up in Ontario. Yeah, they're up by Lisa actually. Yeah,
they have that stuff, but it's pickup only.
Pickup only? Yeah. You know why? I bet you there's something. There's got to be something in the food that makes it considered perishable.
Yeah, it is. It has to be refrigerated.
It has to be refrigerated. That's why. Yeah. So. Yeah. Oh, I know. There's so many. There's nobody here that's close. Right. Atlantic Canada. I'm in a weird. It's actually considered what's called a 650 zone by Canadian standards. So even my unemployment can run for a year.
What's sad is it's just as cheap as it is here.
Yeah, exactly. It's not cheap here, man. There's so many things that are like, what? I'm not paying that.
It's cheaper than what it is here, and that's in Canadian dollars.
And that's in Canadian, which makes it even cheaper.
Yeah. Oh, the Tigger Feast isn't. The Tigger's more expensive.
But I'd love to try fattening up my female mandarin in my main tank.
Yeah.
Just for her health. I just want her to be healthy. I buy my pods and I do all that, but if I can find a way to supplement.
Marine Canada.
Sustainable Marine, that's up in Ontario. All you got to do is go to you'll figure out where they are really quick. Yeah. Anything in Ontario or Quebec is about anywhere from 18 to 20 hours away from me. Driving. Yeah. So I'm going to cut this off in about 10 minutes, folks. And in 10 minutes after that, on the top of the hour, Mike at Aaron's Aquarium will be streaming, and he is doing giveaways today, folks. So you definitely want to be there and checking that out. Yeah, the gas bubbling force is strong in this one. Anytime, Cruz. Did you like that, did you?
That's why I call him Yoda.
Do y'all have zip codes, Craig?
Yeah.
We use postal codes.
What is it?
Mine is E2C, so Edward 2 Charlie. I should say Echo, but anyway, 2 Lima 9.
Echo. Yeah.
If I'm going to use the phonetic from NATO.
I was going to say, don't stop me on phonetics.
Yeah. So Echo 2 Charlie, 2 Lima 9. Yeah.
Yeah. These are the pellets that I use.
Oh, hold on. I'll put them up for a minute. Ooh, present to everyone.
And
Biofish food.
We used to get these in the UK, but now they've just gone out of. They're just if you try and get them now, they're just so expensive.
Yeah, no, so, exactly right.
They're a German company, but I would like to get the herbal ones because they're just all herbal.
Come back.
And they're just so expensive. But they're that good. You just can't get them in this country now. So the main stockists sort of like can't get them, and the company just put the price up because they were that good.
Yeah. If it sells, you raise the price.
Yeah. You know, you even look at that on like eBay, and it's like, yeah, we can get it. We can get it from Germany, and it costs like, you know, this little tub is like £8, £8. You know, you can go on YouTube, on eBay, and you can buy it for £8, but then the shipping cost is like £30. So ridiculous. But it's good stuff.
Probably is.
Yeah.
I probably can't get that here. I almost guarantee I can't.
Because I've never seen that either.
Company, Aquarium Munster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Aquarium Münster. It's German.
Yeah. So.
I was going to say they do have a website. So yeah, excellent stuff. Just shame I can't get it.
Yeah. Just make your own.
Yeah.
Get your food from Michael.
Yeah.
You got aquarium food from his box.
Oh, my aquarium box, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That food seems good.
Yeah. Yeah.
My fish even eat normal fish food.
Jeeves, I put my address in the chat for you. Save you all a lot of grief. And at your leisure, whenever.
All right. I'm trying to find a dealer that's in Canada for that stuff.
Good luck.
That's close to you. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to remember, I'm in St. John, New Brunswick. If you look anywhere else, I guarantee the closest is going to be Montreal, and that's an 18-hour drive. So.
Wow. It was worth a shot.
It's always worth a shot. That's why Cruz wants me to do the Miracle Mud from an LFS. And I'm like, well, it's technically an LFS. The only one who sells it is, and he sells the Carib Sea version, Reef Supplies up in Montreal. So here, nobody'd buy that. That'd be sitting on the shelf here forever. They wouldn't care how good it was for their tank. They'd have this big bitch fest about how expensive it is.
Yeah.
You know, whereas, you know, the ones that know, and that's kind of the way it works here, is the ones that know and start to clue into it, the only way is for them to actually see me, you know, do it, and then they'll want to do it because they saw me have success with it, right? So I've become not an innovator. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm just the first guy willing to jump. You know what I mean? Yeah, so that's the only way to put it. And it's like bubbling. Like now. It's like, yeah, Mikey. Like Mikey. Yeah, I'm Mikey. He'll try anything. Yeah. You know, within reason anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's like it's what it is. You know what I mean, guys? We all know that. We know lots of people that are in the hobby where you're sitting like, man, that guy's just killing crap. That's all he's doing. Oh, yeah. And he thinks he's a hobbyist. You're not a hobbyist. You're a murderer, buddy. You just don't realize it yet.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
But, you know, I wish everybody success. I've never looked at somebody and said, yep, well, you know, the only thing I think I've ever said that would be considered, I guess, derogatory. Well, you know, when it happens, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it will.
And it will. Yeah. You can see it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's, you know what it is? It's the thing we always keep talking about, no patience and magic bullets. That's what they want. It's like, listen, you've read Jack and the Beanstalk, right? You know, there's no magic beans here, guys. There's nothing you're going to put in your tank that just, ta-da, you know, there it is. It's perfect. You know.
Yep.
I spend more of my time looking at my tank going, fuck. You know, like, why is that there now? Why is that there? You know, and it's like, okay, well, wait a minute, let's backtrack. You know, oh, it's probably that. Okay, I got to fix that. And then, oh, that went away. And then, yeah. And so once you find homeostasis, you know, which is the tank's running the way you want and it's doing what you want, stop screwing with your tank. Exactly. You know, and unfortunately, us tinkerers, oh, we're bad for that. Well, I'm going to add this. Yeah. Oh, it threw everything off. Now we're back to it again, right?
Yeah.
If it's that's good, what would a little bit more do?
Yeah, let's do a little more. Yeah. Oh, no, it broke. Hey, Haley. So 3 minutes, guys. We're going to cut her down. Just give everybody 10 minutes to go to the bathroom and get a coffee and do what you're going to do. And then we'll jump into Mike's stream and we'll see what he gives away and who wins big.
Sounds good.
Because somebody's going to win he's got a tank. He's got a nano tank he's giving away.
Yeah, I think that's UK only.
He said if you're willing to pay
for a chance, then.
Probably.
Yeah. I'm not paying $100 shipping.
I am not shipping. Yeah, for a tank, that's $100 exactly, right? Yeah.
I'm in for a chance then. UK.
Yeah, you're in for a chance to get a little nano on the go. You can go with me and Nick on the big nano challenge. Well, it's got to be 5 gallons. We're doing Pico, I guess.
5 gallons.
So, How big is the one he's giving away? Isn't it 10?
I think it's a 10. Yeah.
Which 10 and under is Pico, right?
Nope.
Yeah, I thought it was 5 and under.
Nano.
5 and under is a Pico.
5 and under.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I know for the Rico's challenge, they're doing 10 and under is Pico, 11 to 25 is Nano.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah.
Technically.
My cube is classed as a nano, and that's 28 gallon US.
Yeah, I mean, I know up to like 40 gallons is considered nano by a lot.
It's a nano by a lot of people.
Yeah. My 55 is a nano.
If you want to be technical, I think if you haven't passed the 60-gallon mark, it's a nano. You're going to deal with it the same way you would a 10.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You know, in all honesty, that's your whole methodology is going to be the same, and blah 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 blah.
I'd say at 60 and 75 with a good sized sump under it, you start getting into the
normal size
big tank theory, I guess you call it.
Big tank theory, yeah.
Medium
theories, running theories. Well, yeah.
Yeah, here's the thing. My favorite part sometimes in these chats is when we all get talking, it just sounds like we're all going, rah, 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 rah. That's like the best part, right? And you know, for the people listening in and just watching, that's the entertaining part. Is like, let's get to quibbling, gentlemen. Rah, 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 rah.
Let's get the fight going.
That's why, I don't know if you noticed on Paul's last night after I had gotten off and I chimed back in for a minute and I had to jump out because I started listening to everybody and I was already pissed off. And I had been stuck here, and they screwed around with getting me relief. And I was hungry. I said, "Oh, I can't listen to these people. I'm going to listen to some relaxing music, and I'll kill somebody if I listen to y'all right now."
Yeah, well, so I've had my moments. There were a few today. I won't get into it. Let's just say it was definitely, okay.
Cool.
I got to find who. So. I'm going to shut her down, guys. It is 10-2, 10 minutes, and Mike's going to be up and running. And let's get over there and let's see. Let's get winning prizes. I'm going to tell Mike, too, I'm only here, man, because I'm going to win shit. Screw you.
Yeah. If I can't win, Mike, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah, no guarantee. I'm gone, buddy. Yeah, screw you, hippie. Yeah. Later, guys.
Bye. See you later. Cheers.